From this lecture, let's start creating all the entities which we need in our Express application, and let's start modeling them. Basically, we are going to create all the required models and we want to define a relationship between them. Currently in our Express app, we already have a model for user and we have a model for hotel. Now, currently, these two models are not related in any way, but in the future, we are also going to define a relationship between hotel and user model. But in this lecture, what I want is, I want to create a data entity which is going to store the location related data for each hotel. So each hotel is going to have a location data. So this location data is going to store the address of the hotel, the zip code, and the coordinates. And one hotel can have only one location, and one location will always belong to a single hotel. One location cannot belong to two or more hotels. So here between the hotel and the location, we are going to have a one-to-one relationship. One hotel is going to have one location. And to implement this relationship, I'm going to use embedded document approach. Why? Because as we have learned in our previous lectures, whenever we have one-to-one relation, we should go with embedded document approach. And here, when I'm going to query the hotel details, with that hotel detail, I also want to query the location detail of the hotel. So here, we want to query the related data together. And when that is the case, we should go with embedded document approach. And since a hotel is going to have a single location, this location data will not grow indefinitely in the future. So it will not affect the 16 MB size limit of a document. So for this scenario, embedded document approach is the best approach to go with for creating a relation between two data entity. In this example, creating a relation between the hotel entity and the location entity. So in the hotel model, we are going to create a new property called location. We can also call it as address, and that property is going to store the location details of the hotel. Let's go to VS Code, and here let's go ahead and let's open this hotel.js file. And in this hotel.js file, we have the hotel schema. So in the hotel schema, we are specifying that for the hotel, we need a name, we need a description, we need a type for the hotel. So these are the values which can be assigned to this type property, to this type field. And then we have category for the hotel. Then we are already storing city, and we have this address property. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to modify this address property. So this address property, it should store an embedded document. So for that, we have specified a curly braces, and inside that, we are going to specify what properties we want inside that embedded document. So first of all, here I want to store address line 1. So I can call it as address 1 or maybe address line 1. And now I'm going to specify the type for this. So here the type is going to be string. Then I'm also going to specify this field as required field. I'll set required to true. And here I'm also going to specify a custom validation error message where I'll say address line 1 is required field. Okay. And I'm also going to set a maximum length for address line 1. So for that, I'm going to use max length property. And here I'm going to set the maximum length as 100 characters. So in the address field, in this address line 1, we can specify the address, but that address should not cross maximum of 100 characters. And if the address requires more than 100 characters, then for that, I'm going to create another field, which I'll call as address line 2. This is also going to be of type string, but I'm not going to set it as required. Okay, but I'm going to set the max length as 100. Then apart from address line 1 and address line 2, I also want a landmark. So this landmark, it is going to store a string value. And this is also an optional property. Then apart from landmark, I also want to store the zip code. So this is also going to store a string value. Okay. What I'll do is I'll make this field as required field. So here I'm going to set the type as string, and I'm going to set required to true. And let's also specify a custom error message. So I will copy this error message from here and let's paste it here. And here let's simply say zip code is a required field. Okay. Then for the address, I also want to store the coordinates of the hotel. So for that, I'm going to create another property. I'll call it as coordinates. And in here, in order to specify the coordinates for a location, we are going to use GeoJSON data. Okay. Now, before I explain how we can store coordinates of a location, let's first understand what do we mean by GeoJSON data. So GeoJSON is a spatial JSON format which is designed for representing real-world geographical data. And it is not specific to MongoDB. It is a global standard which is used in Google Maps, OpenStreetMaps, MongoDB, and other places. So basically, whenever we want to store the coordinates of a location, we use GeoJSON data. GeoJSON supports different geographical shapes. For example, when you want to store the coordinates of a single point, in that case, the type will be point. If you want to store the location of a line, for example, distance between 2 points, then we can set the type as line. Then if you want to define boundaries or areas, we can set the type as polygon. So in this way, we have multiple types using which we can define a location. In our case, we want to store the coordinates of the hotel. So there, I want to store a single coordinate, the coordinate of the location of the hotel. So for that, the type will be point. Now, in order to define GeoJSON data, we have to specify the type, and the type can be any of these values, and the coordinates. Now remember, when we specify the coordinates, basically this coordinate stores an array, and in that array, we have to specify longitude first and then the latitude. So the first element should be longitude and the second element should be latitude. So this is how we can create GeoJSON data, and GeoJSON data stores the coordinates of a given location. Now, some of you might ask why I should use GeoJSON data. Why can't we just simply store the coordinates? Well, that is because when we use GeoJSON data, MongoDB supports geospatial indexing, and this allows the database to understand and query locations. Okay, but MongoDB can only do that if coordinates follow the GeoJSON standard. So if we use GeoJSON standard, then using MongoDB, we can write queries for, let's say, finding hotels near your location, or find all hotels inside a specific area, or sort hotels by distance, or show hotels on map accurately. So to do all these things with the help of MongoDB, we need to store the coordinates in the form of GeoJSON data. So all this can be achieved if we store the location data by using GeoJSON data. Okay, so I hope now you understand what is GeoJSON data. This is a very high level overview, but I just want to make sure that you understand what is GeoJSON data and why we are using GeoJSON data for storing the coordinates of the hotel. So let's go back to VS Code. And here I'm calling the field name as coordinates. You can also call it as location or something else. Maybe let me call it as location, because inside this we are going to specify a coordinate. So inside this location, since we want to store the GeoJSON data, we want to store the coordinates of the hotel. Here, first we need to specify the type. So the type here is going to be point. Here, we want to store the coordinates of a single point, and then we need to specify the coordinates. Okay, so the property name is coordinates. And this coordinates, as we saw in the slide, it is going to store an array, and it is going to store an array of numbers. So here I'm going to specify the type for the coordinates as an array of number. And that's it. So now we have created this address field, and this address field is going to store the address, the location of the hotel. And that location is also going to store the coordinates for that hotel. Let's save the changes. And now let's go ahead and let's create a new hotel where we also want to have the address field. But before that, what I'll do is I'll go to Compass and I'll go to this hotels collection. And from there, I'm going to delete all the hotels which we currently have. For that, I'm going to click on this delete button and I'm going to say delete 39 documents. Okay. Now let's refresh the collection. And now in the hotels collection, we do not have any hotel document. Now let's go to Postman and there let's go to create new hotel request. Okay. And in order to create a new hotel, the user should be logged in. So here I'm going to log in this user, this johnsmith@gmail.com first, and it is going to return us. Okay, there is some network issue. So let's go to terminal, and this is correct because here we need to specify the type for this type field. Okay, so here again we are going to use this curly braces, and there we are going to specify the type for this field as string. Okay, and here I can also specify a default value. So the default value is going to be point, and for storing the coordinates of the hotel, I'm always going to use the type as point. So here I want to make sure that while creating the hotel, someone does not enter any other value other than point. And for that, what I can do is here I can specify enum type, and there I can specify what values this type field should take. Here in this example, it should take only point as the value. Okay, with this, let's save the changes. Let's go to the terminal, and now that error is gone and our Express app is up and running and connection to DB is also successful. Okay, now let's go back to Postman and let's go ahead and let's log in this user, johnsmith@gmail.com. So this user is logged in. We have received the access token in the response. Now let's go to create new hotel request. Here we are making a post request, and here I'm going to create a new hotel. For that, in order to save some time, I already have some hotel documents with the required details. So let me copy this first document here. Okay, let's go back to Postman, and in the request body, I'm going to specify that hotel document. Okay, and all this should be wrapped within double quotes. Okay, and here you will also see that we have specified this location property, which is storing a GeoJSON data. There, the type is point, and we are also specifying the coordinates. Now remember that when we specify the coordinates, first we specify the longitude and then we specify the latitude. Okay, first longitude and then latitude. So now if I go ahead and if I send this request, here in the response, we have received 401 unauthorized because it says you are not logged in. So here let's go to authorization tab, and here let's select bearer token. Okay, so now the JWT is selected. Let's make the request, and now it says 403 forbidden. That means it says that this user, the currently logged in user, does not have permission to perform this action, because in order to create a hotel, the logged in user should be an admin. But this user, John Smith, is not an admin. So if I go to users collection, this user, John Smith, he is a simple user, a normal user. So let's see if we have any other user with the admin role. No, we do not have any other user. So what I'll do is I'll change the role of this user to admin. And let's update this. Now let's go back to Postman and let's send this request now. So here it says the hotel validation has failed. The provided hotel type is not valid. So this is another error. So the type can be hotel, resort, apartment, villa, and actually the problem here is, if you see, when I'm specifying the type here, this is in lowercase, but here we have specified the type in uppercase. When we are specifying the enum values, we have specified it in uppercase, but this also I'm going to change it to lowercase. Okay, Let's save the changes. Let's go to the terminal. So connection to DB is successful, and let's try to make this request one more time. And this time we have received this 201 created response. So this hotel document should have been created. Let's go to Compass and let's verify that. So I'll go to hotels collection and I'll refresh the collection here. And there you will see we have a new hotel document. We have the name for the hotel, description for the hotel, type, category, city, etc. And then here we have an embedded document, this address field. If I expand this address field, we have address line 1, address line 2, we have landmark, we have zip code, and then we have the location. And in the location, type is point, and we also have the coordinates. So this first element in this coordinates array is the longitude, and the second element in this array is latitude. So in this way, we have defined a new entity called in our app, and hotel and has a one-to-one relationship. And to achieve this one-to-one relationship, we have used embedded document approach. And in the same way, if we want, we can create multiple documents. But that I will do offline. And I will also share this new file with you where we have new hotel documents. In here, I have 4 hotel documents. So as I said, I'll create rest of the hotel documents offline, but I'll share this file with you so that you can download it and you can use it for your practice. So this is all from this lecture. If you have any questions from this lecture, then feel free to ask it. Thank you for listening and have a great day.